Get ready to witness pure power. Today, we're diving into a record-breaking lineup of colossal cranes and lifting machines that dominate construction sites worldwide, moving massive loads with ease. Let's lift off with number 15. Are you ready? We've got the Manitowoc MLC 650, an enormous red beast known for its incredible lifting capabilities. Buckle up, folks. Let's fire up the beast that is the Manitowoc MLC 650, a lattice boom crawler crane that took the construction world by storm when it debuted at an expo back in 2014. This massive machine was too big for its own show, standing at an astonishing 670 feet tall. That's a whopping 10 feet higher than New York City's iconic Trump Tower. To keep this giant stable under heavy loads, Manitowoc equipped it with an auto-adjusting variable position counterweight, weighing a staggering 400 tons. That's because the MLC 650 can lift an incredible 700 tons at once, enough to move massive windmill parts in South Korea or transmission towers across the U.S. state of Virginia. This crane was built for the biggest jobs down under in Australia, where it'll help tunnel boring machines get the job done. The Lone Star State just got a little bit bigger. In 2020, one of these massive machines was put to work building a brand new baseball stadium in Texas, proving that everything truly is indeed bigger down there. Meet the mammoths of the crane world. We've already talked about number 13, and now it's time for number 14, the DMG CC 6801. But hold your horses, because this titan has some serious competition coming its way. The DMG CC 6801 is just a hair shorter than our current record holder. But don't let that fool you. This crane packs a punch and is ready to take on massive projects of its own. Get ready to meet the undisputed champion of towering heights. The mighty DMG CC reaches an astonishing 675 feet, barely edging out its predecessor and solidifying its title as one of the tallest cranes on our list. This bright yellow and blue giant is a fan favorite in the construction world, and for good reason. It's a force to be reckoned with, capable of growing taller than two double-decker buses stacked on top of each other. But what really puts this crane at the top of its game? Its incredible max load capacity of over 1,200 tons makes it the go-to machine for heavy-duty projects like building wind turbine wings and massive steel beams. From powering up Turkish power plants to dominating U.S. construction sites, the DMG-CC has earned its reputation as a true industry heavyweight. Keep your eyes peeled as you're driving by America's biggest construction sites. Chances are you'll spot a colossal DMG-CC hard at work. And speaking of massive projects, this behemoth played a starring role in building the iconic Ferenc Puskás Stadium in Budapest. In just 2 short years, it transformed into a stunning sports venue capable of hosting over 67,000 screaming fans. This gargantuan crane is one of the largest on the planet and would totally dwarf your childhood Tonka toy. It'd be like comparing ants to elephants. Up next, we've got another record breaker waiting in the wings. Manitowoc's making waves again, solidifying their reputation as global crane masters. Their newest marvel, the 31000 model, sports that unmistakable fire engine red and looks absolutely jaw-dropping against a bright blue sky. Just imagine it dominating city skylines worldwide. These lattice boom crawlers are powerhouses, capable of reaching dizzying heights of up to 680 feet and effortlessly lifting an astonishing 2,300 tons at once. But here's the million-dollar question: how do they move these giants around? Yep, you guessed it, they ride on a track system. But that raises another mind-blowing question. Can they really cruise down highways under overpasses without breaking a sweat? You won't believe the genius behind Manitowoc's 31000. They didn't just think big, they thought clever. Instead of trying to navigate highways, this behemoth is actually built for a show-stopping assembly process. That's right, it starts as separate parts, gets shipped out, and then reassembled at the construction site over the course of an entire month. We're talking serious Lego-level complexity here. But wait, there's more. The 30-1000 model boasts the same game-changing counterweight system as its sibling crane. It's like having a super smart personal trainer, calculating weights and moving with precision, all on its own. Let's dive into history. The first ever Manitowoc 30-1000 was built back in 2012, and you might wonder what sparked its creation. Well, it wasn't to save the world from a hypothetical Armageddon, but rather to take on massive projects. This trailblazing crane found itself shipped off to South Korea, where it smashed records for lifting crazy weights at natural gas plants. Talk about making an entrance. Now, as we've seen with some other giants, these 30-1000 models are stadium superstars. But don't be shocked if you spot one doing its thing at a local nuclear power plant, handling the heavy-duty tasks that require serious strength and precision. Take Manitowoc's ALSK 350, model number 12, for example. It's ready to take on whatever comes next. It's time to give credit where credit's due. The US isn't the only player in this game. AAL, based out of the UK, is bringing their heavy lifting A-game. Their cranes don't just compete, they set a whole new standard. The AAL-SK 350 is one of their showstoppers, and it's no wonder that all others get moved aside when it steps in. Unleashed onto the scene in 2013, this behemoth briefly held the title as the world's largest capacity land-based crane. Talk about making an impact. The AAL-SK 350 held its title as the world's largest capacity land-based crane for a whopping 6 years. That's a long time to reign supreme. Still standing tall at an incredible max height of 720 feet, this massive machine can carry an astonishing 5,000 tons. That's some serious heavy lifting. But size comes with a price. It takes a whole team of experts and weeks of work to disassemble and reassemble this beast between jobs. So, if you're planning a project for February, get your crew ready to start building it in January. It's no wonder the SK350 is the go-to crane for the oil and gas fields in Canada's colder regions. Its sheer power and reliability make it the perfect pick for the tough terrain and harsh conditions up north. You might have spotted these giants making waves in far-flung places like Brazil. Talk about taking heavy lifting global. These massive machines can't help but turn heads with their bold red and black paint job, making them a striking sight on any construction site. Let's meet the Liber LR11000, the 6th tallest crane in the world, reaching an incredible 728 feet into the air. That's like stacking two iconic statues of liberty on top of each other. This lattice boom crawler is still pretty young at heart, having been introduced to the world just 8 years ago in 2014. This powerhouse is built for big jobs like handling cargo at ports, building massive infrastructure projects, constructing wind turbines, or taking on industrial construction projects. With an incredible lifting capacity of 1,000 tons, this Liber LR11000 can tackle just about anything, and she's got a trusty 790-ton counterweight to back her up. But what really sets her apart is that cutting-edge V-shaped frame design, giving her the stability to operate smoothly even in super windy conditions. Plus, with her quick and clever derrick ballast system, she can adjust on the fly to keep everyone safe. Talk about a real game changer. Safety always comes first when you're dealing with massive machines, like the Liber LR11000. Being the best isn't just about brute strength, it's also about being responsible and keeping everyone safe. And this powerhouse is putting its skills to use in some amazing locations, from Germany and Switzerland to even Hawaii, where she's been helping install wind turbines. Now let's take a look at another top contender, the DMAG CC8800 Twin. A solid choice from a trusted crane manufacturer that's making waves on our list. Get ready to meet the CC8800 Twin, the 5th largest crane in the world that's like nothing you've ever seen. This German-engineered giant can stretch up to an incredible 735 feet tall. That's high enough for a bird to build its dream home on top of it. But what really sets this bad boy apart is its twin kit system, featuring 2 freestanding booms mounted onto the carrier. This means double the lifting power, with an astonishing capacity of 3,200 tons, making it twice as strong as your average crane. That's like comparing a tiny ant to a giant elephant in terms of muscle. Talk about a game changer. Now let's talk about the DMA-CC 8800 Twin, a heavy hitter that's been crushing it since 2007. You'll often find this beast in action in the United Arab Emirates, where it tackles massive projects like the Burj Khalifa and oil refineries. If you grew up playing with Tonka trucks, imagine getting behind the wheel of one as an adult, pure kid in a candy store stuff. And if that wasn't enough, our next crane on the list is about to take things to new heights, literally. Enter the DMA-CC 8801, often seen as the single child in this family. But don't let that fool you, it's a powerhouse with its own unique strengths. While it may not have a twin boom, this solo star can reach dizzying new altitudes of nearly 780 feet tall, putting even the twin to shame. Get ready to meet the real heavyweight champion, the Liebherr LR 18000. This crane was introduced way back in 2002 and instantly became the world's largest, a title that takes serious bragging rights. Although it's lost its top spot over time, it still proudly holds the 4th tallest position. But don't let that fool you. This giant has some seriously impressive stats. With an enormous near 1,000-ton counterweight, the LR 18000 can lift an astonishing 1,600 tons at max capacity. And if you're feeling extra ambitious, you'll be stoked to know that in 2012, DMA released a game-changing boom booster kit that takes this bad boy's lifting power to new heights literally. With the upgrade, the LR 18000 can now lift an epic 3,000 tons. Let's take a trip around the globe to see where this beast is taking on massive construction projects. The Liebherr LR 18000 isn't limited to Germany. Its global reach has it working at top-scale sites worldwide, all thanks to that awesome boom booster upgrade. Now, as we swing over to our next crane contender, keep an eye out for some serious height action. Hailing from the Netherlands and making its debut in 2011, meet the Memoit PTC 200DS, a giant of a crane that's one of the largest of its kind on the planet. This Dutch dynamo is ready to show off its incredible capabilities and take our list by storm. Now we're mixing things up with the Memoit PTC 200DS, an ultimate game changer in the world of cranes. This Dutch sensation is a ring crane that takes flexibility to a whole new level by pivoting around its own circular track. But let's talk numbers, because this beast is all about impressive stats. Its main boom stretches an incredible 460 feet high. But wait, there's more. When fully extended, it reaches an astonishing 808 feet tall. To put that into perspective, you could stack 4 giant leaning towers of pizza on top of each other and still have room to spare. That's what we call reaching new heights. You guessed it right. With an insane height comes a seriously powerful punch. The Memoit PTC 200DS is not just a tall drink of water, but also a massive heavyweight champion in terms of lifting capacity. It can handle and swing an astonishing 3,500 tons at once on its 360-degree ring track. This powerhouse has been stealing the show in places like Belgium and Brazil, where it's putting in tough work at offshore petrochemical plants, standing tall like a skyscraper. Get ready for the record breaker. In 2010, Liebherr really knocked it out of the park with their LR Thunder 3000A. And we're not just talking height here. This German-Swiss giant can lift your gaze to a mind-blowing 814 feet straight up. But don't get too starry-eyed. You might lose your footing if you look down. Not only is this the tallest of its kind, but it's also the strongest conventional crawler crane on the planet, boasting an insane lifting capacity of 3,000 tons at a time. And guess what? This beast doesn't need a bulky derrick ballast system to function, thanks to Liebherr's game-changing patented slewing rig technology. These innovators at Liebherr have mastered their craft, and with cranes reaching for the sky, left and right, they needed a way to make theirs truly unforgettable. Enter the LR-43000. This powerhouse can tackle any job thrown its way, from hoisting steel beams for skyscrapers to lifting massive blades for wind farms. But don't be fooled. It's not just about construction sites. This beast is also a key player in power plants, offshore refineries, and even busy harbors worldwide. With only a handful of LR-130,000s out there, catching a glimpse of one is like spotting a mythical creature. You know, the world's biggest unicorn. Stay tuned for what's next. We're about to drop some serious crane knowledge with our next feature. Get ready to be blown away by the Kroll K1000. We've just found our new record breaker. Standing an incredible 470 feet tall, this giant is officially the world's tallest freestanding crane. But that's not all. It can spin around in every direction, giving operators a full 360-degree view of their surroundings. And check out that jib at the top. It stretches an astonishing 300 feet or more. Now you might be wondering how such a massive machine stays stable. Well, the Kroll K1000 has a secret. Its compact foundation, making it the ultimate game changer for huge industrial projects where space is limited. Let's talk about the Kroll K1000. It's a true legend that's been around for decades. You might know it from its iconic role at the Chernobyl power plant construction site. Although this crane has seen better days, with a maximum lift capacity of 240 tons, it still packs a punch. But what really sets it apart is its rarity. There aren't many like it left on our planet. Each Kroll K1000 takes up an enormous area of around 8 acres, making them almost impossible to miss. Now that we've given this record breaker some love, let's move on to our next epic piece of heavy lift equipment, which is so massive, it'll leave you speechless. The Kockums crane, also known as Tears of Malmö. Get ready to meet the mighty Tears of Malmö, a powerhouse of a crane that ruled the construction scene for over 2 decades. Built by Hyundai Heavy Industries as a high gantry crane, this beast could lift an astonishing 1,500 tons at a time and stood tall at an incredible 459 feet. For years, she was the go-to machine for constructing 75 ships, cementing her reputation as an unmissable giant in Malmö, Sweden. People knew her name, and her presence was felt throughout the town. That's how iconic this crane was. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and Tears of Malmö was dismantled in 2002, but her legacy lives on in our hearts as a true heavy lift hero. But Tears of Malmö's story doesn't end there. After being dismantled, she made an incredible journey back to her birthplace in South Korea, where she was sold to Hyundai Heavy Industries for just talk about a deal. As she sailed away from Sweden, the residents of Malmö bid her a tearful farewell, earning her the nickname that still sends shivers down our spines. And now, let's set sail on a new adventure as we explore the SSCV Telf, a legendary heavy lift crane ship built in the mid-80s. Thus, this DCW, or deep water construction vessel, is a force to be reckoned with. Get ready to be blown away. The SSCV Telf is an absolute giant, equipped with 2 massive cranes that can lift over 14,000 tons each. Imagine the mind-boggling amount they can handle when working together. Nearly 30,000 tons of equipment, structures, or anything else you can think of at their mercy. This incredible vessel stands out in its class and is one of the largest of its kind to venture into offshore areas. With an impressive 30-year track record, she's earned her stripes by playing a crucial role in various high-profile projects. From setting up massive vessel hulls to moving pipes, providing rig support, and much more. This behemoth is the ultimate problem solver for complex construction tasks at sea. with its staggering dimensions, 290 feet tall and 660 feet long. It can accommodate massive projects that require serious muscle. And we're not just talking about its impressive lifting capabilities. We're also talking about its sheer size, which includes a spacious deck big enough to fit a Boeing Chinook chopper, no less. To keep this giant running smoothly, an entire team of 700 crew members is needed on board. It's clear why they say oldie but goodie when it comes to the SSCV TELF. After 3 decades of delivering results, this incredible vessel proves age really doesn't matter when it comes to getting the job done. Get ready to meet the mighty Sleipnir. This colossal semi-submersible crane vessel straight from Norse mythology. Harema Marine Contractors' powerhouse operates in the big leagues. And it's no surprise since its sister ship is none other than the epic SSCV TELF. But what really takes our breath away are the Sleipnir's 2 hydraulic cranes, each one capable of lifting a mind-blowing 10,000 tons. When these twin giants work together, they become an unstoppable duo, effortlessly hoisting up to 20,000-ton loads like it's nothing. And don't be fooled by its impressive credentials. The Sleipnir is still young at heart, having just been built in 2019, ready to take on even more monumental tasks. As soon as it touched the ocean, the Sleipnir stole the show, breaking new ground and setting a new record for being the largest of its kind. But that was only the beginning. During its maiden voyage, this young vessel made history again by pulling off the biggest bunkering operation on record, lifting an incredible 3,000 tons of liquefied gas off Sumatra's coast. And if one record wasn't enough, in the same year, it went ahead and smashed another one by moving a colossal 15,300-ton top structure for the Leviathan Energy Project. With its impressive resume and years of adventures still to come, we can't wait to see what other records are on the horizon for this incredible vessel. Only time will tell. Let's introduce number 2, the Tyson, but no relation to the boxing legend Mike Tyson. This powerhouse from China is actually the world's most powerful crane and can be thought of as its own kind of heavy-hitting champion. With an incredible lift capacity of a staggering 20,000 tons, it truly takes the cake. Just imagine being able to lift massive structures or even entire buildings. That's the kind of strength we're talking about here. The Tyson is more than just an engineering marvel. It's an absolute game changer in the world of heavy lifting and construction. Now, let's put that massive 20,000-ton capacity into perspective. It's equivalent to lifting around 8,000 Ford F-150 trucks at once. But you might wonder what kind of operation requires such incredible strength. Here's the thing, this crane isn't used for hauling cars. Instead, it's the go-to for semi-submersible vessels that transport massive offshore oil platforms across oceans. The Tyson is a force to be reckoned with and made headlines in 2008 by breaking the record for heaviest lift by crane when it successfully hoisted an enormous barge weighing over 21,000 tons. Talk about making waves in the world of heavy-duty engineering. Now, let's switch gears and talk about another record breaker. Meet Big Carl, also known as the CRANES SGC 250, which takes the crown as the largest crane in the world. This Belgian behemoth made a splash when it was first introduced back in 2018, standing an impressive 820 feet tall, or 250 meters. To put that height into perspective, Big Carl is only about 200 feet shorter than the iconic Eiffel Tower. That's one giant of a crane. But here's where things get truly mind-blowing. Big Carl isn't just any crane, it's a ring crane, and this heavyweight champ can lift an astonishing 5,000 tons at once. To put that in perspective, you could fit around 50 blue whales on its lifting capacity or use it to move massive beams for skyscrapers, parts for nuclear power plants. The list goes on. Given its enormous size, Big Carl requires some serious horsepower to get moving. It's powered by an impressive 12 Cat engines. paired up in 6 groups, and supported by a whopping 128 wheels that glide along its 4-mile track. Now let's talk logistics. When Big Carl's done moving massive loads around, he needs to be disassembled into manageable pieces because this